Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vangme Madasi Pradishthita Mano Me Vaji Pradishthitam Aviravim Vedi Vedasya Mahani Sahashrutam Vema Prahasi Anena Adhitena Ahoratran Gandadami Mudam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Vaktaram Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The thought presentation in the Upanishad has a particular format if we study most of the Upanishads. First, the truth is revealed as it is. Then the second stage begins how this truth can be reached as our own essential nature. Here also, in this Atma Bodha Upanishad, the same thing is brought out. First, the truth is revealed as it is. Om Pratyaganandam Brahmasva Purusham Pranavasvarupam Akara Ukaro Makaraha iti Tiraksharam Pranavam Tadetat Om iti. In this particular part of the mantra, the truth is revealed as it is. And in this, we don't have to do anything. This is a mind. Now what sadhana will you do? So the statement of fact is made. The backdrop is blue in color. No further things are required. So that statement, which demands action, falls in the purview of lower category. And that statement which doesn't demand any action to follow up, that is the ultimate. So in the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, etc., this ultimate is revealed. Now the second thing. If you do Gayatri Upasana, then blah 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 things will happen. Then don't do. If you do dieting, you will die eating. Simply listening to the statement, nothing will happen. See, if you walk from here up to Pandharpur, Panduranga will give the friend to you. Okay, then come on. But when it is said, this is a blue color, nothing more to be done. Statement of fact. So here it is said, Pratyaganandam Brahma Purusham. Pratyak Ananda, the uncaused, undecaying and unending bliss is Pratyak, our essentials. So what is there to do? All the problems in our life have cropped up because of doing. The real spiritual practice is undoing and unbecoming. Till such time the doing is going on, we are going away from ourselves. Therefore, first, this is revealed, which we saw yesterday pretty exhaustively. And this Brahma Purusham is indicated in Abhidhana and Abhidheya. Yesterday I told you, Abhidheya is the substance. Abhidhana is the name. This in front of me, through which I reach you, if I am reaching, is called as mind. So this is Abhidheya. And the word might is Abhidhan. So, this, see, the language stops. You cannot talk. There is nothing to talk. So, it is Pranava Sarupam. Pranava is eternally the same. And then it has the three aspects. Akara, Ukara, Makara, Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti. This is what everywhere in Upanishad Gita this thing comes. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Mattaha Smriti Jnanam Apohanancha. Mattaha, from me, Jnanam, waking experiences of the waker, the waking state. Smriti, the dream experiences of the dreamer in the dream state. Then Apohanam, the deep sleep experience of the deep sleeper, the Prajna, Chakarat Samadhi, and the experience of the Samadhi for the Samadhista Purusha. Mattaha. All of them are possible in me, but I am not influenced by them. Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina masthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshuvastitaha nachamasthane bhutani pashyami yogamaishwaram bhuta bhrunnacha bhutastaha mamatma bhutabhavanaha. Maya avyaktamurtina, me the formless one, support all the forms. Therefore all the forms are in me, but I am not in them. Contradiction. And to be very frank with you, neither they are in me nor I am in them. Have you understood? No. Very good. If you understand, you will get lost in concepts. Truth is not a concept to be understood. See? Therefore, everything is supported by me. Waking is supported by me without me becoming a waker. The dream is supported by me without becoming a dreamer. The deep sleep is supported by me without going to sleep. And the samadhi is supported by me when it never breaks. Okay. That samadhi which begins and ends is a cartoon of samadhi. Okay. And then we do the meditation. With the whistle. Meditation begins. And the next whistle. Meditation over. Is it a military dream? Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, stop. Meditation over. See, friends. Therefore, this our own being. In becoming, there is coming and going. But in being, there is neither coming nor going. Okay? Being, I am man. Then I got married. Then I becoming husband. By God's grace, he went away. Everything happens by God's grace. She went away. Then, that husband also gone. But me, ekameva dvitiya, waiting for the next. See? So waking comes, dream comes, deep sleep comes, samadhi comes, and they all go. So, in this being, there is no doing. And whenever there is doing, there is becoming. Therefore, akara, ukara, makara, iti, traksharam, pranamam, tat omiti. This is the meaning of the ultimate declaration of the Upanishad. In one text, these days, my editing on that book is going on. Therefore, that thought is fresh in the mind. In the Shiva Sutra, there are 4 methods And these methods are called as upaya. Upa means near. Ek upavasa, living near God. But for us, upavasa means balar, bhog. It is not upavas. So, upaya, upa near, aya gatau, that which takes us nearer to our own essential self is spiritual practice. And there are 4 practices given there. First is called as anupaya. Anupaya means there is no upaya. It just happens. No logic, no reason, no nothing. Like, recently you must have read in the news that Shakuntala Devi, who was a mathematical wizard, she died. So, she was able to do everything mathematical, but she was not able to communicate how this is done. They ask how it, I don't know, it happens. Anupaya. Okay. And then the second is Shambhavopaya. In the Shambhavopaya, it is living in awareness, not doing anything. Whenever we are aware of something, that something disappears. And when that something disappears, only objectless awareness remains. See? When we are busy seeing the world through our eyes, and when we are aware of the vision, see the difference? Now you are looking at me, so you are functioning through the eyes. Now remain aware of your own vision. Everything disappears, including the vision. So when we thus become aware, rather when we remain aware, then in that awareness we come to discover waking comes, dances and goes, dream comes, dances and goes, and so on. So, in this conscious space Chidakasha, when there are clouds of waking experience raining in cats and dogs, it is the Jagrat Avastha. When the clouds are only thundering without any rains, it is the Sapna Avastha, dream. When there is pitch darkness, it is Sushupti Avastha. And when there is Nirabra Akash, the cloudless, clean, blue sky, it is Samadhi. But all of them come and go. Because Samadhi, nothing is lost, and because of the waking, nothing is gained. The living in this awareness is the second technique. Then comes the Shaktopaya. In the Shaktopaya, they talk about the path of knowledge. All the details are there. How Paramatma, his divine potentiality is called as the consciousness, and his consciousness has many infinite powers. They are called as the Ananda Shakti, and thus the whole world is manifest. And ultimately, the Anmopaya, where the Jiva is lost in his foolishness. So the foolishness is rectified by super foolishness. In Tripura Rahasya, this thought comes. Foolishness rectified by super foolishness. Parshuramji has annihilated the Kshatriyas 21 times. 22nd time, he comes across Bhagwan Rama and he is defeated. So whenever we are defeated, we come to pray Punyashram. जाऊं तो जाऊं कहाँ? So, This Parshuramji was defeated and he came to this great master. And when he came in contact with the great master on that mountain called as the Malaygiri Parvat. And in his presence, he experienced unparalleled bliss. He said, "Sir, what is this?" He said, "This is Brahmananda. Can you explain me what it is like?" You are not able to tell me properly. Every fool thinks that the teacher doesn't know how to teach. So the teacher says, "Look here, you are very intelligent. I am not matched to your intelligence to teach you." Again he becomes, a frog becoming a bull. Then you go to Bhagavan Dattatreya. He is very intelligent, like you. He will teach. And then he goes to Bhagavan Dattatreya. Bhagavan Dattatreya immediately sees the real pulse, not the purse. And then he says, "Look here, you are right. This knowledge doesn't come just like that. You have to do sadhana." And what sadhana? One stone will do. And then do upasana. Keep that stone comfortably and you sleep on the floor. Give every day 3 times bath and beautiful water. Keep that stone in one place. You keep on going. Give nice naivedya. You don't take food. And then do this upasana. The Tripura Devi will be revealing 12 years that poor fellow keeps on doing. One day he said, "Yaar, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? I am only telling the stone is God. Nobody says, even the stone doesn't. I think I have wasted my 12 years of life." He again comes back. "Sir, I think I have wasted my time." Why? Who is this Tripura Devi? You are asking me to do this, that. I think I have wasted my time. The teacher says, "No, my dear, you are not wasted your time. Now, the inquiry has kindled in your heart. If you had not done that, inquiry would not have been." This is the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna Vishada Yogona. That Vishada, that tragedy, which turns our mind Godwards, is not a roga, it is a yoga. Therefore, this ultimate, the Anmopaya is the one. Wherefrom we continue like ABCD, AG1 stand. But here, the teacher tells us the ultimate truth right in the beginning. Now, why this is told right in the beginning? So that we get inspired. We want to know something higher. This particular theme I learned from a child. In some school I was talking and giving the same examples. Children, therefore Prahlad was like that, Dhruva was like that, Bhagavan Krishna was like that. And one child said, "Swamiji, I am not interested in this thing. Dhruva was standing on one leg. I can't stand on 2 legs. What is the use of that example? I don't know. Then Prahlad's father was such a terrible one. My dad is not like that. Gone. Then Bhagavan Krishna, he was able to lift, that Govardhan Parvat on his one small little finger. He said, when the finger goes up, I go to bathroom. Tell me something which is real possible. Therefore, unless we are inspired to know something, we will not work. This is called as Mahatmya Jnanam. So, the first step is telling the truth as it is to kindle inquiry in our mind. After having told this, now the second path is the path of yoga. यम उक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्म संसार बंधनात्. Yam uktva. See? Yam pranamam uktva. The Omkara sadhana in Panchadashi, it is said, those who have withdrawn from the world sufficiently, the worldly things don't bother them. So their only problem is their own mind. This habitual thinking is the biggest challenge for every person in life. We may not have any problem. Husband, wife, children, in-laws, outlaws, poverty, diseases, health, no problem. And yet, we are totally frustrated. I don't know what I should. Constantly thoughts. I get mad sometimes. There it is said, Dirgham Pranavam Uchcharya Manorajyam Viliyate. So the yogis practice this Omkara Japa. There are more than 9 different methods of chanting Omkar and doing the Japa. I am not going to tell you. Homework. But where should we find out? Google. Googleananda will give you everything in life. Tad vijnanadam Google-ameva gachet. Samit Pani, no, Mausam in the hand of link. In today's world, Googleananda can give you everything, including universe. One SMS came to me. A question came from somebody when I was in Australia. Family, this Google is a boy or a girl? I said, man, this never struck me, I don't know. Simple. Google is a girl. How come? Before you talk, suggestions come. When you are typing the word, you type one alphabet and 20 things come. So Google has to be a girl. So this Omkara Japa is done by the yogis. Now what the yogis do by this Omkara Japa? First, we have to discipline our mind so that the mind does not entertain dissimilar thoughts continuously. Only the similar thoughts. So, when this Om is chanted, normally people make O a long one. Oh, like the dogs barking. Oh, not O. Extend the makar. When this ma is lengthened, it has a direct impact on all the cells of our body. Each and every cell. And then, when it is chanted, one Omkar is over, then before the second dissimilar thought intercepts, another Omkar begins. Om. Again silence. When this is practiced for a long period of time, then the mind doesn't entertain anything else. Mind becomes disciplined and available. Now the disciplined and available mind is further subjected to subtle treatment. And that treatment is, after one Omkar, the silence is lengthened. That is called as amatra. Omkar has 3 matras, akara, ukara, makara, and then amatra where there is no matra. And in that absence of the Omkar, Shabda, there is silence. Then we start remaining aware in the silence. This second stage. And in this stage, if there are little disturbances here and there, it becomes irritation. Therefore, yogis become very irritated. They can curse, they can scold. They are too disciplinarian. You should come on time, don't come late. When you come late, what happens? I forget what I was talking. It happens with me. मैं क्या कह रहा तुम जानो we are not listening. So first, get rid of the non-required sounds, replacing it by Omkar. Then discard the Omkar and come to the silence. And after you come to the silence, from here Vedanta takes. Then come to know whether it is the sound or the silence. You are the same. Sounds do not add anything to you. Silence does not take away anything from you. So you have discarded both sound and silence. Therefore, yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam. Now the chittam is not running in the sound or the silence. See. So, yam ukva, practicing this, yogi muchyate janma samsara bandhana. Therefore, you see, yogis normally do not talk about devotion. If you see our Ramdev Baba's all the things, he is doing a wonderful job, but he never brings any God principle in it. Desha Bhakti, black money, corruption, pain balm, everything. No God principle. Because he's a real yogi. Their whole attention is only on the Prakriti. That's it. So, first knowledge, to attain that knowledge, the yoga, and now the third one. Om Namo Narayanaya Shankha Chakra Gadadharaya Tasmat Om Namo Narayanaya Eti Mantro Vasakaha Vaikuntha Bhuvanam Gavishyati. Now the third path is the path of devotion. It is said, those who can neither enter the kingdom of inquiry nor can subject themselves to the strict discipline of yoga, for them devotion is there. Take tabla kehti, Jehi videra ke ram, Jehi videra hi, and go on complaining about everybody. दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया, भगवान की भी complain. So for these devotees, or those who are following the path of devotion, they are told, Om Namo Narayanaya Shankha Chakra Gadadharaya. This is the japa told to this third kind of seekers who want some kind of support. There are many people. One lady, she used to tell me, when I was having some camps in the other countries, so she will be coming very regularly for all the camps. But she will never come for the meditation class. During that time, she will be in the kitchen and cooking the things. Whatever Swamiji likes, I will cook. So she used to prepare breakfast for me, and others are sitting in the meditation, she will not come. One day somebody told me, Swamiji, this Amma doesn't come for meditation. I said, she is wise, therefore she will come. No, Swamiji is not like that. When I come for meditation, I sleep. In no time I sleep. I don't know what should I do. See? And therefore, when you go for satsanga, first of all, tabla peti. If somebody is having a phata mass, he will be over. Then another thing, some kind of support is there. Human mind cannot sustain absence of names and forms. Human mind wants the forms and the sounds as the diet. And those who are not trained to remain free from sounds and silence, they immediately enter sleep. Because this is our practice. So when we go to sleep, what we do? Slowly we withdraw the mind from names and the forms, and when the withdrawal is complete, then the sound sleep begins. Therefore, to such devotees, the mantra is given. Om Namo Narayanaaya Shankachakra Gadadharaya. So keep on chanting the Lord's name. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dhruvaji was given this mantra by Narad Bhagavan. Because the child cannot do anything. He was told, you do this. And in this manner, those who are the mantra upasakas, those who are practicing their spiritual life only by chanting the Lord's name, now they are given a kind of a chocolate. What will I get if I chant this mantra? You will go to Vaikuntha. This fellow doesn't know what is the meaning of Vaikuntha. In Vile Parle or I think Andheri, West, many years before I was called in one society by one gentleman and for a lecture. So I went there. And the whole actually 4 or 5 buildings and big hall. So the special function was. Then I said, you called me, but what is the function? Swamiji, this is our 25th wedding anniversary. Therefore, we have called a sannyas. Can there be better joke than this? I said, are you teasing me or what? And then subsequently he said, I have been celebrating my anniversaries only in a liquid spiritual manner. I heard you once, and then I decided, no more liquid spirituality in celebration. Then solid spirituality. Therefore I invite. This was the introduction. And then I said, okay, which is this place? I don't know. Swamiji, this is our Vaikuntha society. So I said, मेरे प्यारे वैकुंठवासियों, they have already realized, they have gone to Vaikuntha. Human mind cannot understand anything without the reference of time and space. See? Therefore, heavens. So only go on imagining, oh, in heavens, there is no tax. You can earn amas anywhere. There is no water cut, there is no power cut. Aha, there is it. And there is no slum. Human mind cannot understand without the time and space reference. But if you study Upanishad, heavens are described very technically. Swarge loke, heavens. Swarge loke na bhayam kincha nasti. Na tatratvam na jaraya viveti. Ubhe tirtva ashanaya pipase. Shoka tigo modate swargalo. What is the heavens? Heavens is an experience where there is freedom from fear. Fearless experience is living in heaven. Fear of what? 6 things. They are called Shad Urmis. With reference to the gross body, the fear of old age and death. With reference to the prana, the fear of hunger and thirst. And with reference to the mind, the fear of shoka, moha, the delusion and grief. That experience where the 6 types of fears are totally absent, you are living in a swarga. Then how to reach there? Write a board outside your house, Swarga. So Vaikuntha Bhuvanam Gavishyati. Then this devotee is chanting Om Namo Narayanaya Shankha-Chakra-Galadharaya. Om Namo Narayanaya Shankha-Chakra-Galadharaya. Now he is holding on to the anchor of Vaikuntha. Now Vaikuntha Kuntha means the mind becomes still. No other thought. When mind is thought free, it is consciousness. This is achieved through the japa sadhana on the path of devotion. On the path of yoga, through the omkara, one is systematically approached. On the path of knowledge, it is through inquiry. Nothing is done. Things are recognized. Pratyavidya. In this manner, these are the 3 paths which are indicated in the scriptures. Atha yadidam brahmapuram brahma pundarikam tasmat tadidabhamatram deepat prakashakam deepavat prakasham. So, this brahmapuram idam, it is being shown as if, we all do this. When I told you that I is indicated here at the sternum, where the floating reeds unite. That is the place where I is born. Therefore, whenever we say, I told you, we don't say, I told you. We don't say, I told you. And second thing, we use this finger. When you have to scold somebody, how do we scold? Danda khana hai kya? Oh, thank you. When we have to scold, we use this. This is Vijnanamaya Kosha. This is I. So, idam brahmapuram. This I is abiding in this brahmapura. And Pundarika. Pundarika is the lotus. So, in the heart of the lotus, this Paramatma is abiding. Angushtamatra Purushaha Madhye Atmanitishthati Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya Na Tato Yugupsate. Kathopanisha says Angushtamatra Purushaha. This Purusha is like the Angushta, like that. From here he is controlling the whole world. Tasmat Tadidabhamatram Deepavat Prakashakam. And here he is illuminating like the light of a lamp. Be very attentive. The moment we talk about light, this dumb light comes in our mind. This is not the light. Light means that which illuminates. Sounds are illuminated by the light of the hearing ability. The smells are illuminated by the nose. So, if you see, the colors and forms are illuminated by the eyes. And who is illuminating the colors and form? The Lord Sun. So, the sunlight is illuminated by the eyes. So, the light of the eyes is more powerful than the sunlight. And the functional ability of the eyes is illuminated by the mind. So, the light of the mind is more powerful than the light of the sense organs. And the consciousness itself is expressing as the mind, therefore the light of the consciousness is powerful than the light of the mind. This light cannot see how the electricity is like. In the same manner, colors and forms cannot see the vision. Vision cannot see the mind. The mind cannot see the consciousness. But our trouble is, I want to see God. Have you seen God? If buffaloes have to think about God, what will be their thinking process? Oh, God is not black, but fair complexion. The buffaloes are black. And they don't eat so much. God is very little. And then the buffalo God has good figure, not like a buffalo. And then that buffalo God doesn't give meat, gives direct espresso. They cannot think anything else because they are buffaloes. Therefore, this tasmat tat tadidabha matram deepavat prakasham. So this prakasha is the one. So this principle is remember. Illuminator is not influenced. Take it as a thumb rule. Colors and forms cannot influence the vision. Sense organs cannot influence the mind. Mind cannot influence the conscious reality. Waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. These are the 4 stages of the mind, not of consciousness. Therefore they come and go. When the thoughts are decisive, it is called as intellect, then we are in the waking state. When the thoughts are confused, it is called as mind, then we are in the dream state. When the thoughts are not under stupor, then we call it a deep sleep state. And when the thoughts are quiet, we call it as a samadhi. But ultimately, this is only in the thought level. Therefore, those who are following the path of yoga, etc., they are too much obsessed with this process. One number of them I came across, they will go for some kind of practice satsanga, and there they are told, don't talk to anybody, don't look at anybody, look at your clothes when you walk. Outside you may not talk, but inside, volcanoes are erupting. And when they come back home, then they take the revenge on everybody. This is abnormality. Don't do that. अपनी औकात पहचान. Find out what for we are qualified. Therefore, Prakasham, this illuminator, is our essential nature. So, on the path of knowledge, this is how we have to discover. Then on the path of devotion, Brahmanyo Devaki Putro, Brahmanyo Madhusudanaha, Brahmanyaha Pundari Kato, Brahmanyo Vishnurachyutaha. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he is the well-wisher of the Brahmanyaha, the wise people in this. Then Bhagavan Madhusudana is doing good to the wise. Then Bhagavan Vishnu, he is thinking of the well-being of the wise people. And Bhagavan Achyuta is extremely dear to the wise. So the devotee feels secure. I am being protected by the God principle. There is G security. 15 lakhs per month. And unless we feel secure, we cannot progress on any path. Therefore, these are the techniques given. And then such a person who has quietened himself, him Sarva Bhuta Samekam Narayanam Karana Purusham Akaranam Param Brahma Om. In Sarva Bhutastam Ekam Narayanam. Now this Paramatma is one, although appearing in many. So the jiva has disappeared now. In yoga, in the path of Siddha Marga, on the path of devotion, they talk about one soul per body. Then go to Goa and eat soul curry. They have got a very good dish, soul curry. Whenever I go to Goa, I get that soul. See, friends, this is one point where Sankhya Yoga, Siddha Marga, they bypass. I happen to meet one great Mahatma, and we were sitting, and he said, Maharaji, if you have got any questions, please ask. I said, I got only one doubt. The doubt is, when you people talk, in the last life, this life, next life. So, whose life? Jiva. How can you define Jiva? Who is Jiva? Like when we say man, we can define. When we say buffalo, we can define. But when we talk about Jiva, what do you mean by Jiva? When we say Bhagavan Krishna, we can talk a lot. When we say Brahma, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, we can say. But when we talk about Jiva, please talk about what Jiva means. Who goes out? See? He is the Jiva of the size of the body. So if the Jiva was in the elephant body, and he has done some mistake, so next life he is going to be born in a ant. So the huge Jiva, how will it enter in the ant? What is Jiva then? So he told me all the stories, but never referred what Jiva is. Vedanta tells us, don't get carried away by these words. Who is Jiva? Sarva Bhutastha, Bhagavan Krishna also says in 13th chapter, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Hey Arjun, in and through all the beings, I alone am expressing. Expressions may be different, but the one who is expressing is the same. Therefore, here they said, Sarva Bhutastam Ekam Narayanam Karana Purusham, and he is the ultimate cause of this total expanse. And how is this cause? It is a causeless cause. Akaranam. See? When we say causeless cause means what? Means drop your intellect. Cause and effect. This illusion is only in the intellect. And therefore, intellectuals suffer not. Cause and effect, cause and effect. Why? Drop it. And then you transcend all the limitations of the Panchakoshas. So, Sarva Bhutastam Ekam Narayanam Karanam Purusham Akaranam Param Brahma Om. This is the Param Brahma which was indicated by the word Om. Then, Shoka Moha Vidirmukto Vishnu Dhyayanna Sidati Dvaita Bhayam Bhavati Mrityu Samrityu Apnoti Yaha Iha Nane Vapashati. Shoka Moha Vinirmuktaha. Now, such a wise man who is thus abiding in his essential nature is Shoka Moha Vinirmuktaha. Now, in his life, there is neither Shoka nor Moha. Moha is delusion. These are very simple things. That about which we have no question and doubt, that is we. And what is that? Our own being. We have no doubt, we have no question. Question and doubt is always about others. There cannot be thought about the self. Like eyes can see other than the eyes. Eyes cannot see themselves. In the same manner, mind cannot have thought about the self. When the thoughts disappear, self is revealed. Therefore, Sarvabhutastha Ekam Narayanam Pashan. He who has discovered this one reality, then Shoka Moha Vidirmuktaha. He is free from these two limitations of the mind, Moha, the delusion, creating the identity crisis, and Shoka because of this wrong understanding, Vidirmuktaha, liberated once for all. And such a Vishnu Dhyayan, na Sidati, then he is never miserable in life. See? So what is the bottom line? Be happy. That is all spiritual practice. But when this is told, can you please tell something? You always tell this thing. Okay, be miserable. Don't think this is a very simple, therefore useless thing. Just try this. Refuse to be miserable. Bhagavan Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. What is yoga? Yoga is not twisting the body. Yoga is being happy. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sandhitam. When the miseries come in life, we refuse to be miserable and thus remaining in utter bliss. Nishchayena yoktavya. Be committed under any condition. I refuse to be miserable. That is spiritual practice. But for a spiritual practice is constantly crying, Darshana do ghan sham nath mori. Chasma toot gaya. Krishna, don't get carried away by all this. See? That is why on this path of inquiry or knowledge, you cannot have crowds. In KG1, KG2 classes, if you take the total number of students in the lower classes, primary, they will be millions. As you go in the higher education, in the middle class, the number of students will be less. In the high school, still less. In the college, still less. Post-graduation, still less. Doctorate, still less. It is like it. As you go high up, the crowds will disappear. Where there are crowds, there is Prakriti, there is Samsara. Friends. Such people cannot tolerate silence. One person came to meet me in Vadavana the other day. I was doing something on my laptop. I said, please hang around 5 minutes, let me finish this because I forget what I'm doing. Now I'm doing it, it will finish. So it took little more time. It's of 5 to 10 minutes. I said, now you stand. What I have to do? Swamiji, here it is such a frightening silence. If silence can frighten somebody, he must be born on a railway track. How can silence frighten somebody? Therefore, such a person, Dhyayan Nasidati, is never miserable and Dvaita Advaita Abhayam Bhavati. Although be attentive, although he is functioning in the relative world, his non-duality remains uncorrupted. We don't have to run away. See, I am afraid of this samsara, therefore run away in the Himalayas and start there. Sadhu Pan Bidi shop. See, that is not the way. Therefore, Bhayam Abhayam Bhavati, Dvaitam Advaitam Abhayam Bhavati. Although functioning in the relative world, yet the non-duality remains untouched. Now, how this is possible? Take one or two examples. When we are looking at our own child, so it is an experience of duality. But at the same time, the non-duality doesn't get corrupted because it is across my own extension. But it is somebody else's child, then we become philosopher. But when it is my own child, then it is love. And what is that love for the child? Love for the child is not an action, it is an experience without action. See, friends. Similarly, when we look into the mirror, so it is an experience of duality. I am seeing the image. But what is my knowledge? I am seeing myself. In the same manner, wise people move in this world. From the superficial point of view, they are dealing as if in the duality, but their non-dual experience remains uncorrupted, and therefore their love for the world is not an action, it just happens. Therefore, Mahatmas never give in writing, I love you, I love you, I love you. Those who write and give, they doubt about themselves. And the great master, they don't try to prove anything. See, our Swami Akhandaji Maharaj, once I was in Vrindavan and one lady came and she had darshan and I was sitting outside. She said, do you know what? Maharajji loves me the most. He never said anybody I love you. He never said. So when this lady said like this, he went. After she went, another person, Swamiji, this lady thinks Maharajji loves her. But I tell you secret. Maharajji loves me the most. And the truth is, Name Dvishosti na priya. We try to prove I love you. Whenever you try to prove something, you are doubtful about yourself. Such people's life is struggle and nothing else. We try to prove I am good. We try to prove that I am disciplined. We try to prove I am intelligent. We try to prove that I am doing something good to the society. Who cares? Let our life be like the flower. Fragrance is for the sake of the fragrance, not to please anybody. If there is nobody to smell, who cares? See, friends, then alone we are functioning in the relative world and never get influenced by the relativity. Therefore, Dvaita Advaitam Abhayam Bhavati. And he who is Yaha Iha Nana Iva Pashyati. But those who see the duality in this non-dual real truth, Mrityu Samrityu Apnoti, they are subjected to a constant transmigration from one life to another life. We attended. Death is what? And birth is what? Birth is identification with the finite is a birth. Misery comes, become identified with the misery. Mr. Miserable is born. Then second misery comes, identified with the second misery. Again Mr. Miserable is born. For a change, joy comes. Then identification with the joy, Mr. Joyful is born. Constantly we are being born one after one. Because yaha nana iva yaha pashyati. But in the absolute one non-dual reality, there is neither birth nor death. We are studying in the morning Aparokshanabuti. This particular topic is the most important. Remove that clutter from the head that we had earlier life, we have this life, we have next life. No. Otherwise, you continue the same tamaku, the same tuna. Get out of this clutter. Never we were born, never we die. The purpose of telling all this prarabdha for whom? for the body, which was not there in the last life. Now how can the prarabdha be for the body? Prarabdha for the jiva. Jiva is freshly created in every body. How there can be prarabdha for the jiva? Can there be prarabdha for Paramatma? Impossible, because Paramatma doesn't fall in the matrix of cause and effect. So prarabdha is the biggest bluff. But we get carried away by that. महाराज जी, हमारा प्रारब्ध है, आपका दर्शन हो गया. प्रारब्ध तो तुम्हारा है. Therefore, anywhere you are carried away by these thoughts, last life, this life, next life, going to hell and going to heaven, don't get carried away. हाँ करते जाओ, and hold on to the truth. Nobody has gone to hell, nobody has gone to heaven. Family, I have read that book, many masters and many men. That book is meant for earning money. Because foods are available to buy. See, friends, don't get carried away by all that. So, Hrutpadma Madhye Sarvam Yattat Prajnane Pratishtitam Prajnanetro Lokaha Prajna Pratishtha Prajnanam Brahma. See, now we have come to Aittharya Upanishad and the Mahavaka. Prajnanam Brahma. So what is this Paramatma, the Brahma? Rut Padma Madhye Sarvam Yat Tat Prajnane Pratishtitam. Like, where are the colors and forms? They are in the vision. This will be difficult for us to grasp unless you work on it. How I got this, I'll tell you. In Gujarat I went, and in one of my friend's factory, and there was a very peculiar condition. All the laborers except the front desk lady, everybody was physically challenged. And he took me in a big hall where there are about a dozen machines. And he was making such a terrible, deafening noise, you can't stand there for more than 2 seconds. He made me stand for long. Finally, a push even came out. He said, Swamiji, I wanted you to go through this experience. Then I said, how these people are working, man? He said, they work full 8 hours shift. How come they are deaf? When they are deaf, for them, sound doesn't exist. So where are the objects of the world? They are only in the senses. Tasmatvam indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava papamanam prajayena jnana vijnana nashanam. Bhagavan says, therefore, the first spiritual practice is control your faculties. See? Before we talk to somebody, ask, is it necessary to talk? Are we talking too much to ourselves? Are we commenting on anything or anybody in this world? Stop that. Do we give opinions when unasked? Then only we will be available to this knowledge that the whole world is existing in the sense organs. Sense organs are existing in the mind. How the sense organs are existing in the mind? I am constantly talking. Almost 1 hour, 10 minutes. Now, don't answer. How many minutes you are listening? Huh? Because the mind has already gone. So all the senses are in the mind. And what is the mind? Naiva manasam. There is nothing like mind. Manasam tu kim margane krute naiva manasam marga anjava. When you inquire about this mind, we come to know mind is just a phenomenon. It is not the reality. Because it manifests, unmanifests, manifests, unmanifests. See, friends, like the light is the manifestation of electricity. Without electricity, the light in the bulb cannot be. But electricity can be without the bulb and the light. Exactly the same way. The conscious reality can be without or with the manifestation as mind. Therefore, everything is existing in this consciousness. He who has discovered this conscious existence as his essential nature, he can understand this. Rutpadvamadhe sarvam yat prajnane pratishtitam. Prajna means the causeless, thought-free experience of one's being is called as prajna. There is no thought process involved. Pragyane pratishtitam. Pragya netro lokaha. All the experiences, loka means experience. Please take this correct understanding. Loka doesn't mean a place. Swarga is not a desha vishesh. That I am going to California. It is a place. In the same manner, I am going to heaven. There is no place like that. Loka means experience. Therefore, Prajna Netro Lokaha, all the experiences are happening in this conscious reality. Then Prajna Pratishta, everything is existing in this Prajna, this conscious reality. Therefore, Prajnanam Brahma, and this Prajna is not one per head. Vision is not one per head. Through all the eyes, only the vision comes out. Anatomy is not one per head. Anatomy is a phenomena happening in the whole mammalian family or all other animals. In the same manner, there is one reality which is expressing through the totality. The differences are on account of the upadhis, but not the one who is expressing the same. Like behind all the sense organs, there is one mind. Similarly, behind all the minds, there is one consciousness. And therefore, this prajna is Brahma, means it is one without a second. Bigger than the biggest. Then, sa etena prajnena atmanam asmat lokat उत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामान् आप्त्वा अमृतः समभवत् सः एतेन प्रज्ञेन. He who has thus come to discover this prajnanam Brahma in letter and spirit as one's own experience, then atmanam asmat lokat utkramya. Then he goes beyond this loka, these experiences. Which are the experiences? We normally in Vedanta talk about Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, waking, dream and deep sleep. But if you go still deeper, there are 4 types of waking experiences. Waking, dream, waking, and waking turiya. So also the dream, so also the deep sleep. And turiya is only 3. And thus, 12 plus 3, 15. There are totally 15 kinds of experiences we go through. And all these experiences are possible because of this one reality. So, he who is thus transcending these experiences, Taittiriya Upanishad has this mantras. Etam annamayam upasankramya, etam pranamayam upasankramya, etam manomayam upasankramya, etam vijnanamayam upasankramya, etam anandamayam upasankramya. So when one transcends these lokas, then etas samagayan naste, then he is singing. Sama is singing. Sama Veda is Sangita Pradhan. Then he is singing. And what is singing? Jao to jao kaha nahi. He is singing ha, ho ha, ho ha, ho. Ahamannam, 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 ahamannado, ahamannado, ahamannadaha, ahagashtokarut, ahagashtokarut. I am the experiencer, I am the experience. The division of the knower known, experiencer experience dissolves in this absolute I. This absolute I is not the relative I. Relative I is opposed to you. Absolute I is unopposed. Therefore, स एतेन प्रत्येन आत्मानं अस्मात् लोकात् उत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके. Then he entered the real heavens. And what is the heavens? Sarvan Kaman Aptva, we attend you. Heavenly experience is that experience where there is no burden of desires. Desire-free experience is living in heaven. Kathopanishad. यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामायस्य वदिष्यतः अथ मर्त्यः अमृतो भवति अत्र ब्रह्म समेष्यते. Living desire-free existence is living in God. Similarly, the one who is living in meditation, Bhagavan Krishna,